everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. We're so excited today. We are here to do our Feedback Friday show where we talk about the podcast of this week, and we talk about what's coming up next week, and we answer your questions, feedback. And this week, we are also going to be talking about the Christmas preview special that they had on Hallmark Channel, and we're going to give our thoughts on the different films profiled, and so it'll be really fun, and we'll talk about some other news and other stuff going on. And so I'm Rachel, and Amy's here.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, and George is here.
Hello, hi.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. And I will not have all the fancy sound effects that Amber has because
I'll just make sound effects with my voice for you.
Yeah. So my apologies.
I'll go, woohoo! After you say things, I'll go woohoo!
Yeah. Because I'm not as fancy as Amber is podcasting. I'm still learning. So, but we had a really fun week this week on the podcast. It was kind of a little bit eclectic, I would say, a little bit sort of out of the box thinking, and I was really excited because everything that we did was, I felt, very embraced, and people seemed to like it, and that makes me excited. It makes me feel like we don't necessarily have to do the obvious thing every week, and so that's cool. We had on Monday my interview with Joanna Wilson, who is her job is as a Christmas TV historian, and she has written the encyclopedia on Christmas TV movies and specials. And she's coming out with a new edition or a second volume soon. And she's just incredible source of knowledge. And I thought the interview was really fun. So hopefully people enjoyed it. Seemed to get a lot of positive feedback. We talked a lot about different Christmas episodes and what makes something last. And talked about the Hallmark movement and all that stuff. So that was really fun. And then on Tuesday, we had our top 5 episode for the month. My friend Jennifer Chandler and Emma from the Hallmark, and we talked about our top 5 favorite non-Hallmark Christmas movies. And you guys can imagine this was a Herculean task to narrow down the top 5. It was very difficult. It was quite the task, but we had a ton of fun. I actually ended up cutting out like 20 minutes of just making ourselves crack up. really not all of these tangents are needed for the podcast, but we were just, I don't know, we had a lot of fun recording it. So hopefully
how did you guys choose only 5 is my question.
It was extremely difficult.
Yeah,
it was extremely difficult.
It honestly seems like you have to have, like, every year you got to have maybe a top 5 that is like your solid group, you know? It seems like it shouldn't be that. I don't know, when I think about it, I kind of end up doing like, yeah, it would be top 5. Everything else would fall underneath that level.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's just one of those things, like, ask me on a day and then I'll have a different list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just love, it's so hard because I feel like my top 10 would be a lot easier than my top 5 non-Hallmark Christmas movies. But I didn't put Charlie Brown Christmas just because I was like, it's not really a movie, it's a TV special.
Yeah.
But
were you guys doing like theater movies only, or also TV movies?
it's just non-Hallmark TV movies.
Okay.
Because, we just started laughing because Emma had Holiday in Handcuffs on her list, which is like a horror movie in reality. If you really think about the plot. And we were just, she abducts this man and takes him against his will.
Horrible.
We should talk about for a second. Amy, how are you feeling as the lifetime movie correspondent of the podcast?
So I'm like supposed to be not just Lifetime, but off network. Okay. And I'm like looking at this and I'm like, all right, we got Lifetime. I don't even know what's coming up for Up yet because they haven't announced it. Then we have like Ion and like the TV One. And then like God only knows what Netflix is going to put out. I'm assuming Amazon Prime and Hulu might try to catch up this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
And so like my head hurts
Disney
already.
Plus is going to have at least one.
Disney. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm like at least. I gotta say, last Christmas, when I did all of those movies, I was taking 7 classes.
Oh my gosh.
This fall semester, I'm only taking 5 classes, and I'm also graduating, so I'm like finishing up. So I'll have less things to do for school. So hopefully that'll make more time for the Christmas movies, because like Lifetime doubled their schedule and stuff. So
yeah. So last year they had 18 Christmas movies from Lifetime. This year, 28.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. So it's going to be stressful, but like a little less stressful than last year, but more stressful because there's more movies. So who knows? I might sleep through quite a few of them. I'll watch them through osmosis or something, like sleep.
Will that be our new scale, the Amy sleep scale?
If I stay awake, it was good. If not, it was bad.
Georgia, how do you feel about the fact that there are 28 new movies coming from Lifetime? Are you excited?
God, no. Honestly, because I stick to Hallmark as best I can.
Okay.
But Lifetime's up in the game, and so I watched some of them last year. I was excited for several of them, and we watched them. And Snowden Christmas was Lifetime, right? With Andrew Walker and Bethany Joy Lenz and
the Snowden Christmas. Yeah, that was for the year before last year. So that was 2017.
That's what hooked me. I was like, gosh darn it, you guys have such good ones now. Okay.
Yeah.
You watch them, but then that amounts to what, 68? So we're talking roughly 70 new Christmas movies alone.
Yeah. And that's just Lifetime and Hallmark.
Yeah. And it's too much. You got to make it good.
Yeah, I think in my top 10 non-Hallmark Christmas movies last year, I think I had like 6 of my 10 that were Lifetime. They had a good slate. I mean, that's the one thing that does kind of make me excited is that last year there was only, I think, 1 or 2 duds. Almost all of them were
pretty good.
I mean, if I was going to make a list of my top 10, which I was thinking we probably ought to do, my top 10 2018 Christmas, period.
Gosh.
I mean, for sure, Christmas Perfection and Christmas Pen Pals would be number 1 and number 2. They were the best. In my opinion, they were the best thing to come out of any studio Christmas 2018. Those are the 2 best movies.
I remember those because you talk about them, but honestly, out of all the ones I watched last year, the only ones I can think of are Christmas Catch, which I remember because I think it was ridiculous, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And then that was from Up, and then the one on Netflix, the Chronicles one with the guy who I didn't know who he was. Yeah. I do know who he is now, but those are the ones I can remember now, and I'm like, there was the other one. There was the one with Lucy from Seventh Heaven, and then there was the one with Andrew Walker in a bakery, and then...
There was one on Lifetime with the ones from Different World with Dwayne and Whitley. Yes. So that was great.
Yeah.
But Netflix, honestly, I love everything that they do Christmas wise. I'm just like, I eat it up. I watch it every day. I love it. But I don't know. Do you think, because I'm excited. Obviously, the more Christmas, the better. But Rachel, do you have the same opinion on that? On the Lifetime ones where
quality versus quantity?
Yeah, where you go, okay, it's going to be hit or miss either way. So the more you have to choose from, or do you think it's going to?
I think there's a little bit, but I kind of feel like that we may be approaching critical mass as far as Christmas movies, but that might make Hallmark have to make better movies.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking now is I think there's so many, and I think Hallmark has proven themselves that even next year, maybe they can cut back.
Yeah.
They can make less, but because they've already proven themselves as the Christmas leader or whatever, I feel like they can cut back. They don't need to keep making more and more and more every year. They've proven themselves.
Yeah.
They can take a break.
last thing that we had this week is we had on Wednesday our regular podcast episode. It was our next series in what I'm calling On Friendship. It's our second episode with Elisa from Best Forever's Pod, where we talked about, we tried to pick a movie that we think will be on themes of friendship, and we talked about it. And I'm really excited about the series, and I think it's been really fun so far. And this month it was on the Hallmark Hall of Fame movie Back When We Were Grown-Ups, which is a very kind of odd movie, but it had a lot for us to talk about. We really enjoyed that, and so I appreciate the people that did listen. I got hopefully something a little outside our typical romantic comedy box, and so that was fun. And if you next month we're going to do Country Wedding, which is one of I think the Hallmark favorites, because it's about them, longtime friends. I thought it would be perfect for for that series. So anyway, that was this week on the podcast, and we did get a little bit of feedback from patron Lauren. She says, "Hi, ladies. Just wanted to let you know I'm really enjoying the friendship episodes. Yay! They're a lot of fun, and I enjoy looking at Hallmark movies through a slightly different lens. I hope you continue with the series. My main thought on the Christmas preview is that the movie titles so far seem very generic. There has to be something in the Kristen Chenoweth Scott Wolf movie they could draw from that's better than A Christmas Romance." We're going to talk about this coming up, because yes, I agree. And for the Hallmark Hall of Fame movie, no less, we've already had Winter Love Story and a Summer Romance. So if this coming up, I sure hope they find a thesaurus before November. Keep up the great work. Do we all agree that the title game is getting just epically lazy for Hallmark?
Yeah, I was looking at these titles of these ones, and I'm like, I feel like I've seen a movie called that before.
Yeah.
So, and then they're getting creative with some of them, like Christmas Scavenger Hunt. I'm like, who came up with that one?
Well, I mean, that's very similar to Christmas Lost and Found that we had last year on Lifetime, but I mean, a winter love story, I mean, come on.
But there's been 20 movies named A Winter Love Story.
I mean, that's so generic. I mean, come on.
Technically, it's a Christmas love story. If you want to be super technical about it, is the Kristen Chenoweth one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Also,
I mean, it's just, that's even blander than A Christmas Romance. It's just like, come on.
It's a description of the movie. It's not.
Yeah. It's like the kind of title that you give your script that you're working on that's like a rough draft and you don't know what to call it, so you're just like, oh, I'll just title it A Christmas Love Story.
It's like how High School Musical is called High School Musical because that was the working title.
Right. Yeah.
And they go, we couldn't figure out anything else to call it, but it works for that because it is High School Musical.
And and they're literally putting it on a musical as part of the plot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. It's just,
I'm trying to,
it's fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something clever they could do with like Christmas and like because they meet on a ride share like Uber Christmas or something.
Well, they were originally going to call it A Christmas Song, which is better than A Christmas Story. Like what?
Yeah. Also, there's one called Merry and Bright, and I think there's also one coming out called Merry and Bright on a different channel.
I mean, I was going to talk about that later, but I can't believe that title is still available for Hallmark. How?
Yeah.
All the movies they made, how has Merry and Bright not been taken? Oh, what? Yeah. That's amazing to me. But yeah.
Like Winter Love Story all the time. The working titles, you'll see them, and I'll get excited about them because it sounds cool and it has a different kind of title. And then when it premieres, it's Summer Romance or something, and you go, but we can handle more unique titles. We want them. It's fine. I don't know why.
Like, try to make me figure it out. Make titles puns. That would be fun. Yeah. Like, make them punny, and then I'll enjoy them 10 times more.
Exactly.
We agree, Lauren. Thank you so much for the email. So we have a voicemail from, you'll see.
Hi, ladies. I was just calling to see if you guys have any thoughts about the upcoming Babysitters Club series that's going to be on Netflix, coming up pretty soon. Follow-up question, who do you think in your podcasting group is most like the character Christy and why is that person Amber? Thank you so much. Bye.
Could you hear that?
Yeah. So I'm gonna assume that was Amber.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I am super excited for the Babysitters Club series, and I am hoping, I'm not sure when it's coming out, but if it's after the Christmas crazy, I am hoping as the off-network correspondent that along with Amber, we can cover it and maybe do a little review of the 90s movie as well. That would be really cool if we could do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I do agree that that Amber is kind of the obvious Christy, but I do feel like there's little parts of Claudia in her too.
Mm-hmm.
Just because
Which one was the one that was fashionable? I want to be that one.
I think that was Claudia, was the fashionable one. just because Amber doesn't really care what other people think about her. You know, she's just her own person.
She's herself. Yeah.
Which I love. And I don't know. I guess I'm the most like Mallory. Maybe was the one, and then there was the one with the blonde hair. I can't remember her name.
So Mallory Pike is the oldest of 8 children. Yep, that's you, Amber. Or Rachel. That's you.
Yeah. Did you ever read those books, Georgia?
No, but I am currently watching the movie, and that was a very interesting phone call, voice message that non-Amber left there. Because there's certainly no reason that she's, implying that she is the Christy, because it's not like we've had a conversation about this or anything. That's interesting that non-Amber would have that kind of information.
Yeah. It's really out there, crazy.
All right, Marianne is the secretary of the club due to her exceptional organizational skills and neat handwriting.
I think that's Casey. We got to say that's Casey for sure.
Yes, she's also Casey's kind of like our detective, and I think that's a very Marianne thing.
But Amber told me that Casey was the Claudia.
No, she keeps us all organized. So that makes me think of
who's the mom of the group? Because that's Lisa.
Maybe Lisa is Stacy.
Yeah.
That Stacy's in charge of the she's the treasurer of the group, and she let's see here. I haven't read these since I was in middle school, so it's going a way back.
Oh, sorry, Amy. Then that means that Lisa gets to be the snazzy dresser.
Aw, darn. I think I'll be Dawn then, even though my parents are not divorced and I don't relate with her in any way, shape, or form, except she's from California. So I'm going to go with Dawn.
Hello, where am I from?
There we go.
Who do I get?
I was thinking that Georgia would be Dawn.
Okay.
But really the only reason I thought that was because of blonde hair. But would you be Claudia, Amy?
What does Claudia do? I forgot.
Claudia is the fashionable one. She's the sweet one.
She likes Nancy Drew mysteries. I'm in. That's what it says on her bio.
Okay. So Amy is Claudia. Amber's Christy. I'm Mallory. Casey is Marianne.
I should be writing
Lisa is Stacy. Georgia is Dawn. And there we go. I think we got Caroline. Caroline would have to be. There's only one left.
Oh,
she would have to be Jessie, but not African American.
Well, couldn't she be Shannon? Shannon is the overachiever who's involved in many extracurricular activities and goes to private school. And she took Dawn's place as an officer when Dawn went away.
Okay. We got Caroline.
She likes puppies. There you go. Carolyn likes puppies.
There we go. Okay, good.
Shannon likes puppies. There we go.
Good. We got a cast. We got us cast.
I would just like for non-Amber voicemail message leaver to know that I did not come up with the rankings here. I was told by others who are experts on Babysitters Club which character I am. So if non-Amber would like to take that up with the person who actually came up with it, then non-Amber is welcome to.
Okay, good. Yes.
Okay, non-Amber? Okay.
Leave your feedback.
Who was Casey? I'm trying to
Casey is Marianne.
Oh, Marianne. Dear Mel.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting people. Caroline, Amber, Lisa, Georgia. Oh, Rachel. Who are you?
Me, I'm Mallory.
This is a mess.
And Mallory has curly hair. It's red.
That works.
But I can color my hair if need be. But anyway, that was a tangent. But thank you for the message, not Amber. So, again, I don't have the fancy sound effects, but our amazing, great Scott, Scott, patron Scott, he sent in a question. He says, the Hallmark genie is back, and he's been reformed. No more multiple choice wishes. This one is an open response. If you could wish yourself into any existing Hallmark movie, 1, which movie would you be in? And 2, what would be your role? And 3, why did you choose this movie and role? And he says, hint, you could either replace an actor or become an added character to the movie. For example, Caroline can replace Erin Krakow as Miranda in Finding Father Christmas, or she could be Miranda's BFF that travels to Carlton Heath, too. You can also change the plot of the movie. There you go. That is the question. We should have the Jeopardy music going on right now.
Oh my gosh. I have like 3.
You do? Oh my gosh. Let's hear your best one.
Okay, so I love the movie The Sweetest Heart. And, I would like to be Andrea Brooks' character strictly because her love interest is played by Jordan Burchett. And that's pretty much it. I would like to be Andrea Brooks' character in The Sweetest Heart, and that is all.
But you'd have to eat all those disgusting cupcakes.
I will do that. I will suffer through that.
Rosemary and pine nut. No, that's good.
I'll do it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, Chris McNally also in that movie.
Yeah.
I liked that
Gosh,
one.
I hope Jordan Burchett never listens to any of our podcasts. I talk about him way too much.
What would I pick? Do you have one, Georgia?
This is like the hardest question ever.
I know, it really is.
I want to just say a Bobby Campo movie. I don't know. I feel like I have to go with Snow Bride. But like,
oh, I thought you were going to say Bobby Campo movie after that.
That is a Bobby Campo movie.
No, it's not. Does he play one of the brothers? He's not the lead.
Brother. No, he's not the lead. He's way better. Oh.
You're right. Oh, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll throw it out there and say I'd be Clara Palmer Sinclair then, because that would be legit.
You'd be you?
Clara Palmer Sinclair.
Oh.
Evil Claire, because she gets to be in everything. Or My Christmas Love, just because that's also Bobby Campo.
Yeah.
We'll go with
Ooh,
good.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
I love that movie. I'd just be there.
Maybe, I don't know. I guess I would go Christmas in Evergreen. I would love to go to Evergreen. That just looks like the most magical town to ever exist. And if I was in the second one, then I could hang out with Andrew Francis and Jill Wagner and Ollie Robinson Pete and Barbara Niven. And I mean, obviously they're characters, but that would just be about as fun as you could imagine, I think, being in Evergreen.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you
Sounds
agree?
like
Yeah.
it.
So
if it was a Hallmark TV series, I would want to play Jesse's little sister on When Falls the Heart. If we were doing TV series instead of Hallmark movie. That's what, I don't think he has a sister, but if he did, that's who I'd want to play.
Yeah, the series, that's a harder question because, I mean, I guess I would maybe want to be one of them, even though the O'Briens, even though they pretend to have such horrible lives, I think it looks pretty nice living on the shore with your big houses and your rich relatives are constantly giving you businesses and and loans, and I think it would be a pretty nice gig.
But then you'd have to listen to Trace singing the same song over and over and over.
I'm fine with that. I have no problem with Trace. I just think what the story does with them is awful. But, what's that?
We won't even start with that one because there's so much to say.
It would also be nice to be on Good Witch. That would be fun too. I don't know who I'd play.
The absolute best, yes.
That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to be on Good Witch, but like I would want to be friends with Mayor Martha, but I feel like she would make me work super hard, and so then it would be exhausting.
Oh, I could be Martha's niece that is coming to live with her and her husband for some random reason, and she tries to train me to be like her, and I have like a complete come apart, and I'm like, help me. There we go.
You could be the new love interest for Reese.
For Nick. Yep, there we go. That's it. Yeah. Next thing good. No.
That's casting genius. So there you go. That was a great question. And if you guys are listening, give your answers either on Twitter or in the comment section, your answers, because that was a really fun question. So I wouldn't mind spending, it's not Hallmark, but I wouldn't mind spending a couple weeks in the Irish Christmas village. But I think I would eventually want to get out. Yeah. But anyway, so all right, there we go. That is the feedback portion of this episode. And so let's talk about this Christmas preview. We already discussed it just a little bit, but so we got this preview special, and I actually thought it was a pretty good Christmas special for the summer. In general, I thought they showed more movies than I was expecting them to show, and I thought that the clips for most of them were pretty good. Gave me a pretty good idea of kind of what's going on, and I would take everything with this with a huge grain of salt, because as we've learned this week, and in the last actually couple of weeks, I mean, Hallmark scheduling is just ridiculous, and so everything could completely change next week. Could be completely different, certainly by Christmas. But so take all of this with a huge grain of salt. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty good special. Would you agree?
Yes. I'm just looking at these and going, this one comes out on October 26th. No, it's going to come out in December on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. That's my attitude towards this list.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like the earlier ones, definitely the ones they do before, Halloween, they usually stick pretty well to those, because it's like, here's the whole kickoff, and God, they have it filmed like a year in advance and all that. So,
but as far as details about like plot and actors and direct, like it could be completely different. I remember Rocky Mountain Christmas. That one, the summary that we had when we did the preview in November was completely different than what it ended up being. Also in the Christmas Next Door, the one with Jesse Metcalfe and Fiona Gubelman, that one was completely different. It was in the description that they had given to like Entertainment Weekly and all of that. It was about a single dad it was weird, and then the movie comes out, it's completely different. So like I said, huge grain of salt time, but we're going to talk about what we do know, what we saw. So first I thought Lacey Chabert did fine as the host, because it's kind of a thankless role hosting these preview shows, but I thought that the lighting was terrible on her, and I don't understand what she looked like. She had a rash.
Yeah. Or something.
It looked like she was sunburnt, and they tried to cover it up with concealer. Yeah, is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it looked like she had a horrible case of hives or something. And I was like, is my contrast wrong on my TV? What is happening here? It was really bad.
It was not good lighting for her. And some of the sets were kind of weird and dark.
Yeah. So it was like, what was this filmed in 1995? It was weird. But Anyway, so the first one they showed us was Christmas Wishes and Mistletoe Kisses. And I actually don't think this name will change because it is based on a book by Jenny Hale. And they didn't change the name to her first adaptation, Coming Home for Christmas Day, which was pretty good. And so that makes me kind of more interested, actually. Of course, it has Jill Wagner, Matthew Davis, and the little summary that I found is single mom Abby takes a leap of faith to pursue her passion for interior design. When she gets hired to decorate the estate of local businessman Nick, Abby must complete the job by Christmas Eve. With the holidays fast approaching, Abby must figure out how to break down the wall between her and Nick, as this could be the opportunity that jumpstarts her career. And this is directed by a guy named DJ Viola. And this is his first Hallmark movie. In fact, according to IMDb at least, all that was on his record is like horror movies and like Eminem stuff, like the rapper. So that was kind of funny to me. Oh, there you go. Okay. That's a journey.
This is new for him.
Yeah. But what did you guys feel about the clips that they showed for this one? What do you think, Georgia?
I'm excited because I love Jill Wagner. And I love, I don't love Matthew Davis, but I love Legally Blonde. So I'm stoked because I'm really excited to see him in a Hallmark movie. I know he's done TV and stuff, and he did that Kate Bosworth movie and stuff. So I like him in other things. I think they look really cute together. Yeah. I think it looks a little bit, a little bit different. It looks like sassy, but it looks, I don't know, like there's plot to it too, which I like. And they just seem like they're going to work really well together, which is no surprise, really. But I'm definitely excited for it. It's one that I've been looking forward to since I heard they were making it. So I was glad to see that it looked good in the preview.
What do you think, Amy?
I'm excited for this one because I love Jill Wagner. There was just a few things like in the preview that I was like, the decorating thing, I'm kind of done with the decorating thing. I feel like last year all we did was decorate festivals and parties and just decorate them like, oh, now she's a decorator.
Right. Of course I love Jill Wagner. She's my cousin. Yeah. We all know that. But I was actually, I didn't love the clips they showed. It seemed like a lot of planning. Yeah. It kind of made me feel like the Pride, Prejudice, and Mistletoe, which I was not a fan of that movie. It was just like, I don't want to spend 2 hours watching other people plan a party that I can't go to. Like, that's not interesting. It's just, I don't know, maybe the greatest script in all of the world it could be, but I don't know. I think that's a tough thing to pull off. But all of those factors that you said, Georgia, do make me excited. Plus, I do like Jenny Hale a lot. So I'm optimistic for it, but the clips were not great. Yeah. I thought they were pretty bland.
There was a clip where they were talking about the dress she was wearing at the party, and then it shows the dress, and I'm like, she's wearing a black dress to a Christmas party.
She says in the clip, she goes, look at the back, pay attention to the back of the dress, and they're so smart, they did not show the back of the dress, so I don't know what it looks like. Maybe it's so colorful in the back. I don't know. But
I was like, it's black. Oh.
Because it's classy.
Saw the front of it, though. I'm like, this looks like a funeral dress.
Yeah, that's true. So I hope it'll be good, but yeah, this wasn't my favorite of these previews. But anyway, moving on. So that we had Merry and Bright. This stars Andrew Walker, Jodie Sweetin, and the little summary. I think this was on Entertainment Weekly. Anyway, that I found. It's when Kate, CEO of the Merry and Bright Candy Cane Company, meets Gabe during the busy Christmas season. She assumes Gabe is the suitor her well-meaning mother is trying to set her up with, when in reality he works for Empire Corporate Recovery, which has been hired to take a closer look at Merry and Bright operation and find ways to make the company more profitable. As Kate and Gabe begin to work together, they find ways to elevate the business and find that they have more in common than savvy business sense. I mean, we of course have seen this a million times from Hallmark, this plot. But it's Gary Yates directing, who's he's done tons. And I thought the clips seemed really charming. I thought that that it seemed like they'll have like a pretty good chemistry, the two of them. They both seem like pretty comedic actors, and so I feel pretty hopeful about this, that it will rise above, because it's basically the same as something like the Dan Lissing, Brooke Diorcey one last year. Was, just the small company comes in to, whatever. And I mean, we've seen it. We just saw it at the Easter movie. It was the same thing basically. And so the plot doesn't excite me, but they do. I think that it could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
I'm really waiting for the Save the Candy Canes thing to happen. It's cute. I'm excited for it. I think they have great chemistry. I loved the scene they showed of the two of them, but I really don't want to save the candy canes.
Yeah, I hear you. Do you agree, Georgia?
Surprisingly, I do, because my beef is always that if I see Andrew Walker in a movie with someone who is not Brooke Dorsey, I get mad because I just want him to be in a movie with Brooke Dorsey. But that's where Nikki DeLoach again. But that's me being self. So I really, really didn't expect to believe them, but it was really funny, and he was really funny. Yeah, and it was just like you guys said, the chemistry was good, and I don't know. I actually am looking forward to it.
So next we have Picture a Perfect Christmas. This is interesting. It centers on a Los Angeles extreme sports photographer who returns home for the holidays to take care of her grandmother, only to have a neighbor who grabs her attention as he needs assistance watching his young nephew. And it is so hilarious to me how Hallmark thinks that anyone can make it as a photographer. Like, there are more photographers in Hallmark, right? It's like bakers, and then second is like photographers. It's such a weird thing. But anyway, so this stars Mara Patterson and John Core. And I have to admit, I am a sucker for like the new nanny kind of hire type thing, and it works his way into sort of the bitter, grizzled kind of like I love the Nanny Express. I love October Kiss is so good, and it's basically that kind of plot, and so just that I think sounds really charming to me. And then I thought the clips were great on this. I think Mara Patterson looked so confident and just the most like sort of movie star that I felt from her. I was really impressed, and I thought they seemed to have good chemistry, and I was just like, this is going to be really fun. I really liked it. Would you agree, Amy?
I'm excited for this one, and I love the title, Picture a Perfect Christmas. I think that's perfect, and I love the grandma playing up her injury.
Right.
I just think it's going to be really, really good. And also I can relate because, that's what I babysit a lot, or I tutor children. So like I'll walk in and the parents will like grill me or like ask me questions that I'm like, when would I need to do that? Like, that has nothing to do with what I'm coming to do. But yeah, no, it was really, I'm excited for this one a lot.
This is based on a book by Terry Reid, but it's adapted by the screenplays by Tracy Ann Dreen, who did It's Christmas Eve last year. I mean, she's just the best.
Yes.
And what?
And Snowbride, right?
Yes. Yeah. She's done so many good ones. Their list is endless. So
that explains everything. Okay. Yeah.
That's really exciting. And it's Paula Shaw is the grandma, and Toby Levins is in it, who's always good. So this is looking high marks. High marks for me.
Like sassy stuff together. The attitude, and I like that she didn't just let him know right away what she was here for. She let him kind of flail a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks super good.
Yeah. And it's the same director as Jingle Around the Clock from last year. Paul Ziller is his name. So I think, that one was very high up on my list. I really enjoyed it, the clips. So next we have Christmas in Rome. And this is, Lisa Bear will play an independent-minded American tour guide named Angela, who was fired from her job in Rome just before Christmas and crosses paths with an American executive named Oliver, who wants to buy a high-end Italian ceramics company. Oliver hires Angela to be his tour guide around the Eternal City, as the owner of the ceramics company won't sell it to him until he learns the heart and soul of Rome. But is there another heart and soul that he may win? So,
Why does
wow.
this
Wow,
seems
that's even better than I thought it was.
So this
I was like, wow, this is so relatable. Get fired from your job in Rome. No,
there's a lot of red flags in this movie. Let's
wow.
be real. Like, why would anybody want to go to Rome and have an American be their tour guide?
There's so much that just with, wow, I'm definitely watching this one.
Like,
yikes.
I've been to Rome. My tour guide was Italian. I would not want someone named Angela being my tour guide. Like, what? Like, that's weird.
This is such a drawn out description. I'm just like
And this is Sam Page and Lacey Chabert, and I guess most of the movie was really shot in Bulgaria. I think there's going to be a lot inside in this movie, and that's kind of what they had to do in Paris, Wine, and Romance. They had to do a lot of inside because that was all done in Bulgaria, and then just the Paris stuff was in Paris, and which it can be fine, but the first clip, I was like, that has nothing to do with Christmas. I like the 3 coins in the fountain because I love 3 coins in the fountain movie. I think that's a great one. But it was like so not Christmassy at all.
Yeah.
Like I would think you'd want to have like a Santa there maybe or something Christmassy, but it was very not Christmassy. Also, so then the second clip that they showed, I was like, this is not Italian at all. And like if you were going to make a gingerbread coliseum, you have to have a cookie cutter. That's a gingerbread coliseum. And the way that he was talking about it, he was like, look, I just threw this together. And I'm like, that's not the way cookies work.
Yeah, you'd have to cut them before you bake them.
You don't just throw it together an already made cookie. You have to have a cookie cutter. And, like, there's no sort of, look, surprise, I just made this cookie. Like, and why were they in a hallway? The smallest table known to man. If I am making a gingerbread coliseum, I need to be at a regular, proper table.
Oh, goodness.
Have I lost my mind here?
No, I agree. It's just weird. I feel like there's going to be a disconnect in this movie between the Christmas and the Rome. Like, I feel like they're not going to mix well.
Yeah, and the director is Ernie Barbarash, who directed Winter and Reading, Writing, and Romance. So he does have some experience with Hallmark. And so, yeah, I was kind of low on this one. I wasn't super excited. What did you think, Georgia?
Oh, gosh. I mean, that description just sold me, honestly. The high-end ceramics company is killing me. But, yeah, I love the fountain, right? 3 coins in a fountain, great.
Yeah.
I love Lacey Chabert and I love Sam Page. I like every element of it I love. And you throw it all together and like, I'm sorry, but from those previews, it looks like not even one part of it worked. I don't know how this is going to work as a movie. I don't know how it's going to feel like they're in Rome, like it's Christmas, like they like each other. I'm missing everything from it. And I'm so excited to watch it.
If the company wants him to get a more authentic view of Rome, the last thing you want to do is go around the city with an American. Like, I would, if I'm buying a ceramics company in Rome, I'm not just going to go to a tourist guide by an expat. I'm going to go to the hidden gems, and try to find the real things only the locals know and stuff like that.
I mean,
I'm going to go to the Trevi Fountain and be like, oh, look.
Yeah. I'm wondering how long, she's an American tour guide, but I'm wondering, how long has she lived in Rome, though? Did she move there in college and she's been living there for 20 years? Because that's different than someone who's goes there during season just to give tours and then goes back to America.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, so next we have Christmas Scavenger Hunt. This stars Kevin McGarry and Kim Shaw. And there's this little summary is when Belinda heads back to her hometown for the holidays, things get complicated when she's forced to team up with her ex, Dustin, at the town's annual scavenger hunt. So, Christmas Scavenger Hunt. So, I like Kevin McGarry, but these clips were not doing it for me. I thought that I don't want this to sound mean, because obviously the movie could be super cute, but the clips were not very flattering to her. I felt like they made her look like a crazy person. She had crazy eyes the whole time to me, and I don't know, she looked nuts, and I don't know, it wasn't for me. I mean, hopefully I'll love it, but I did not love these clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Amy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I literally wrote down her hair on here in my notes because I feel like her hair was really crazy.
Yeah.
In all of these. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I could hardly hear them in parts of those clips.
Yeah.
Like the ADR was needs to be done still, it sounds like.
That happened in a lot of the clips, though, when I rewatched it. It was, echoey, and, they haven't fixed it yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also the Christopher McNally, really scruffy look, I'm liking that. That I like.
Kevin McGarry, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
did I say that wrong?
Chris McNally. I wish it was Chris. No, yeah, I mean, we love Kevin McGarry. He's amazing. But this one wasn't too exciting. So, okay, next we have Right Before Christmas. There's not much out there actually on this. It's just Jessica, a single woman who sends 5 holiday cards to people in her life that have had an impact on her. And we know that Drew Seeley's character is going to star as Jax, the pop star who receives one of Jessica's cards and is inspired to write a new Christmas song after his career has been idling for a number of years. So this stars Drew Seeley, Tori DeVito, and Chad Michael Murray. And I loved Chad Michael Murray getting all philosophic about the Hallmark movies. He was the best and in this preview special, and this movie looks great. I loved it. I thought their chemistry looked great. All 3 of them are going to be super fun, and that whole scene where they're pretending to kiss but they're really kissing. Oh, I mean, if you could write a scene for me, that's it. That's the right? I mean, that was so good. I loved it. So I'm very high on this. I think it looks great. I don't know who the writer is, but I thought they did a great job selling it in the preview.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Georgia?
I literally never been this excited in my life. I'm so excited. Well, I have, but I'm so excited. The fact that they said it's sort of like To All the Boys I've Loved Before, which is everything.
Mm-hmm.
Tori DeVito, I love. Chad Michael Murray, I've liked since I was young, very young. Drew Seeley, oh my God, is playing a pop star. Her pop star brother, was that it? I'm so excited. And the fact that I was like, oh gosh, please be good, please be good. And those clips look so good. This is it. If there's one that tops this year, it's going to be amazing because this is already my favorite. I'm so excited. I love it already. Everything's perfect. I love it.
Yep. Do you agree, Amy?
Yeah. I'm the To All the Boys I Loved Before thing, the letter thing, I'm a little but the rest of it I love.
Yeah.
I'm I love To All the Boys I Loved Before. I'm just I don't.
You want it to be copying.
Yeah, it feels weird because it's different but the similar, but then again it's not this is the only movie that's been about writing letters to people, so it doesn't matter, but still.
Yeah.
It was just it seemed a little weird of a premise to me, but hopefully it'll be really good because I love the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I think so. So next we have A Christmas Love Story. Again, we talked about, I agree with Lauren, most generic title to ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially for a Hall of Fame movie.
Yeah.
This is a Hall of Fame.
It's a Hall of Fame movie. And I don't think, I'm 100% sure it was not made as a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie. They decided to make it the Hallmark Hall of Fame, which I was actually really surprised because I was thinking maybe what I'd heard about this Nikki DeLoach, Sarah Montana project.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded more Hall of Fame-y to me, but who knows behind the scenes. But this stars Kristen Chenoweth and Scott Wolf. It's directed by Eric Close, who's done both of the Graceland movies. And he was in Christmas in the Air with Catherine Bell in 2017. So anyway, he's a Hallmark guy. And the little summary is: a youth choir director needs to write a big song for the Christmas Eve show, but finds herself distracted when a boy with a golden voice joins her choir, which will come as news to his widowed father. So it was played by Scott Wolf. So I think the most things that excite me about this is the music element, because I love Kristen Chenoweth singing. I think she's incredible. And it looked pretty cute, like that whole Uber thing, and I thought it looked cute enough. It wasn't like my favorite, but I thought it looked okay. What do you think, Amy?
I liked the preview. I'm just not, like, I think there's some things, like she mentioned, like having an ex-husband and stuff, and like kind of making fun of his peanut brittle and things, and I think that's something that we don't really see in Hallmark movies a lot, is like talking about their significant others that are still alive. They're like divorced. There's not a ton of divorce talk a lot, so I think that's kind of cool and something a little bit new. Other than that, I don't think it's going to compare. Like, it's a Hallmark Hall of Fame movie. I don't think it's going to compare to the best Hallmark Hall of Fame movie ever made, A Heavenly Christmas, written by Greg McBride. Yeah, I'm not going to like from the preview, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to like this movie. I really just don't. So, yeah.
Yeah. What did you think, Georgia?
I mean, you can't go wrong with Kristen Chenoweth. We love Kristen Chenoweth in this family. She's the best. I don't know. I think it looks fun. I think it looks sweet. She'll do a great job. Obviously, I like Scott Wolf. I'm not crazy about the premise, just because, I don't know, I feel like they're going to try to build it up too much. Like, it worked in the Summer of Dreams one because it was a little more low-key. But for this to be, like, the whole point of it is that they're putting on a show. I don't know. It
kind of reminds me the premise of that Mariah Carey one.
Oh gosh!
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my heavens!
Okay, yeah. Because hopefully it's not. No offense. Hopefully it's not like that.
I hope not.
I thought it would be great because it's Kristen Chenoweth, and so it looked cute. I mean, I liked the look of it too, where it was like very sparkly and sweet, and it looks fresh and everything. But yeah, it's a weird pick for Hall of Fame. I don't know if they just didn't have Kristen Chenoweth or what, but it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. All right. Next we have we have two more. Next we have Christmas Town, and this is with our Candice Cameron Bure and Tim Rozon. I'm not familiar with him. He was new to me. Yeah. And the little description is: Lauren Gabriel leaves everything behind in Boston to embark on a new chapter in her life and career, but an unforeseen detour to the charming town of Grandin Falls has her discover unexpected new chapters of the heart and of family, helping her to embrace once again the magic of Christmas. So, this is like classic Hallmark Christmas movie. I mean, classic. And I do have some confidence in CCB because I feel like she usually picks good projects. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Switch for Christmas, but for the most part, her movies are solid. So she must have seen something in the script. I liked how it was all filmed. It felt very Norman Rockwell-y to me.
Yeah.
But that was about all the insight I had to it. I was like, oh, it'll probably be pretty good because she usually does a good job.
Yeah. I don't know. This is such an unpopular opinion. I'm sorry. I'm just not usually a huge fan of her movies. In general, like, if she's in one, I'll watch it, and I just don't need to watch it again. And it's nothing against her. It's just, I guess we have very different taste or something. I don't know. But this one, I mean, I liked the fact that he was a foster kid. I thought that was cool. And so I'm like, okay, that's a good thing for you guys to address and to, bring onto the channel and everything. But first of all, she left Boston. So, like, I don't know what's wrong with you to leave Boston. Please, Boston, Ben was there. What are you doing with your life? But personally, I did not enjoy the look of it. I found it very depressing. It was all, I guess it's just personal taste, but I'm like, it's all kind of brown and like, it looks really old and it just makes me kind of sad.
It felt like an old postcard. It did feel old. It felt sort of Norman Rockwell-y to me, but yeah, so I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one that I maybe watch it and then you watch it at the right time and you go, this is fantastic and I'll love it. But like, if I'm going based on the preview, I don't think I'll enjoy it very much.
The preview didn't have a ton to it. What did you think, Amy?
I'm really looking forward to this. I really love all of Camus Camberay's the CB's Hallmark movies. I really love most of hers. I was just thinking, since this was such like a foster parent based movie, that it would have been really cool if instead it would have starred Jen Lilly, because she's so involved in that, and then she could have done during or after the movie, just like, talking about maybe different organizations that you could donate to, or talking how you could get involved with foster care and stuff. I think that would have been a really cool like incorporation for Hallmark to do, especially if they are trying to like get out a message of like foster care and stuff. But I am really looking forward to seeing CCB in this movie.
It would be kind of weird because this sounds a lot more, and the look of it feels a lot more movies and mysteries to me. But that would be surprising if they would put her in on that channel as opposed to the regular Hallmark channel. I would be surprised if they did that. But anyway, okay, last one was a Merry Christmas Match, and this they had promised to us for Christmas in July, and then, I mean, technically, I guess it was Entertainment Weekly that promised it to us at Christmas in July, but I assume they had some contact with Hallmark Channel. And then, boom, all of a sudden, we're getting it not only supposedly for Christmas, we're getting it like on the 22nd of December.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. It's crazy. But the summary is, Corey, who works in her mom's antique shop, puts on a Christmas pageant in honor of her late father. When a man named Ryder visits her store, she wonders if she should have left town to follow her dream of becoming the theater director. So something going on with that. And it stars Ashley Newbrow and Kyle Dean Massey. And I felt like the clip was I couldn't even tell anything from it. It was just...
It was the filming, because like the conversation between the three people was kind of blocky. Like, I feel like it's not being done edited, because I'm like, okay, we're just looking at all their faces, and it's not like, it wasn't really smooth. So I just don't think they have enough of this movie done yet at all.
Yeah, it's so weird, because why did Entertainment Weekly announce that? Because, yeah, I agree with you. That's a good way to describe it. It felt blocky. It just felt like there's just nothing in this clip. It was just like people talking. It was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I totally agree with what you guys are saying, the way it was filmed and stuff, but personally, I thought it was funny. Like, it seemed, they're like, no, don't say that, don't say that. It was a little more subtle and a little more, it wasn't like, it wasn't the music and stuff. They kind of just, it felt like they were filming friends sitting around talking.
I can see that, I guess.
And it seemed, I think I'll like it personally, but there's also if you dig deep, there's an instinct connection too, so that it's a personal thing for me too.
Okay.
Yeah, there are a couple connections, but it's in there for anybody who's interested. And so I was looking forward to it anyway, and I was, obviously high hopes, and I think I'll enjoy it. I don't know if it'll be good, but I think I'll enjoy it because I thought it was funny. So
that makes sense. Okay, well, so I had ordered these movies. I had it's just from the clips. I have number 1, Most Excited, Right Before Christmas. Number 2, Picture Perfect Christmas. 3, Marrying Bright. 4, Christmas Town. 5, Christmas Love Story. 6, Mistletoe Kisses. Christmas Wishes, Mistletoe Kisses. 7, Christmas in Rome. 8, Merry Christmas Match. And that's like a little bit unfair just because I felt like they just showed us nothing, so I have nothing to go off of.
Yeah.
And then 9, I have the Christmas Scavenger Hunt is my least. I think I might have been a little generous to Christmas in Rome, having it at 7, but there you go. But anyway, that's what I had ordered. So let us know in the comment section or on Twitter what you thought of the preview special, which ones looked interesting to you. Do you agree with us, not agree with us? Let us know. We'd love to talk about it. And so did overall it make you excited for the upcoming, give you some confidence in Hallmark's upcoming slate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's going to be super fun to cover this year. It's going to be exhausting, and we'll accept all gifts. Gatorade.
We should open a Christmas PO box. Everyone send us encouraging letters and Christmas cards, please.
We will. I promise we will do that, and it'll be really fun. Anyway, thank you so much for the feedback, everybody, for listening, and let us know what you think of these, the preview show and these movies. Love to hear, and if you're excited for the upcoming slate, we'd love to hear that too. And Amy, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at It's Amy Craig. And if you would like to, well, not for this episode, but for other episodes, if you want to see our faces and not only hear our voices, make sure to check out the Hallmarkies YouTube channel. Our goal is 1,000 subscribers before Christmas coverage. And I'm going to start plugging this at the end of every episode. To please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube account, go make one just for us, please and thank you.
Yes,
that is
please.
that.
Thank you so much. Yes, please do that. Because we're going to have special content that's just on the YouTube channel. Absolutely. Yep. So you need to be subscribed. So Georgia, where can people find you?
I am on Twitter at Georgia Speech.
Great. You can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and it was very exciting this week on my channel. I posted my 200th Family Movie Night Pick series I've been doing for almost 4 years. So that was pretty cool. So definitely check that out. And make sure you're following the podcast, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, everywhere. If you're listening on iTunes, please give us your ratings and reviews. And if you do listen on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you click that bell button so that you get notified when we upload new content onto the YouTube channel. We really appreciate your comments on there as well. And yes, and consider becoming a patron. We have tons of fun discussions about all different kinds of topics, all different kinds of content on the patron page. All views are welcome, and so it's really great. $5 a month, you can support us and what we do. And then you can even support us for $2 a month and get access to exclusive content, other things like that on the Patreon page. So all the information for that will be in the description section. So make sure to check that out. And make sure that you call with your feedback or you email us. You can call us at 801-855-6407 and leave your voicemail. Or you can send the emails to feedback@hallmarkiespodcast.com. And that would be amazing. So thank you guys so much. This was really fun. And we'll look forward to all your comments and more feedback next week. So talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
This podcast was brought to you by Hallmarkies for Hallmarkies. For more information about how you can leave your mark on Hallmarkies, visit hallmarkiespodcast.com. Link in the description.